Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Overkill, we're going to be taking a look at how I optimize my melee weapons. So with the advent of Melee 2.0, lots of weapons have gotten changed, some for the better, some for the worse. Oh, dear sweet Galatine, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But regardless, the changes have greatly simplified the kinds of optimized builds that are available to melee weapons. When it comes down to it, there are basically two builds, both using pretty much the exact same concepts that I use to build my primary weapons, with one little addition. So as far as base damage goes, we've got two mods. Point Strike is a definite must as it increases the base damage, elemental damage, and bane damage with no penalties. Spoiled Strike, however, being a corrupted mod, trades a 100% damage increase for a 20% attack speed loss. Personally, at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's a horrible trade-off as long as you're using Fury or Berserker to offset the attack speed. Next, we add in one elemental combo. Now, I've spoken ad nauseum about these, so I'll save my breath and use the magic of YouTube annotations to link you to the in-depth guides for each faction if you'd like to know more. But, as I stated in the primary weapon build video, you can totally feel free to add more than one combo, but at this point in the build, I feel like there are several higher priority aspects that we need to look into before we splash another element, or elemental combo. Speaking of high priorities, increasing your melee weapon's attack speed is essential to any build. The default mod for this is Fury. It increases your attack speed by 30% and thus increases the amount of damage you can do in a given amount of time, aka more deeps. The second mod you should consider is Berserker, and max rank Berserker increases your attack speed by 30% for 24 seconds every time you land a critical hit, and can stack up to 3 times. The caveat here is if your weapon doesn't crit, you get no bonuses, so be sure you're using a weapon that can take advantage of that, or using an invis build on Loki or Ashe. Otherwise, you're just wasting a mod slot. Another thing to keep in mind with attack speed is the fact that it will change your combo timing. So for DPS purposes, you can go whole hog and equip both. But with the animation fluxes from Berserker and a maxed out attack speed increase of 120%, combos may just go out the window. Personally, I usually equip one or the other. Berserker if I'm running a weapon crit build or a Warframe stealth build, and Fury for everything else. With the basics done, we can move into quality of life and channeling mods. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really use too many of either of these with my weapons, unless we're talking about creating a crit build with the use of True Steel to boost critical chance by 60% and Organ Shatter to increase the crit multiplier by 90%. Just keep in mind that crit builds are only really feasible on melee weapons with a high base crit chance. I usually aim for something with at least 20%. Now, when it comes to channeling mods, I honestly only ever use Life Strike, just in case I need to pull myself out of a sticky situation. I'll be honest, I tested out a channeling build specifically for this video, just to see exactly how that would play out. And while it looked good on paper, it ran out of gas very quickly. And before you guys say anything, yes, I was using all the channeling efficiency mods. With that aside, we can move into our last step, Supplemental Damage. Now the cool thing about melee weapons is that depending on what you do with the quality of life and channeling mods, you may still have about 3 slots free, leaving you with a couple of different options. You can create a second elemental combo, strengthen the existing combo using an additional elemental mod that matches one of the elements in the base combo, or slot in a bane mod. Now, I would always suggest strengthening the base combo unless you can create another elemental combo that deals 75% bonus damage to another segment of the faction you're taking on, which can be a bit difficult to do due to the fact that the initial combo may prevent you from creating the one that you want. In the case of elemental cock blocks, just strengthen the base combo, add in an elemental mod that deals at least 50% bonus damage to the faction, and toss in a bane mod. Now, if you've got less than 3 slots left, I'd still suggest strengthening the base combo, splashing with a single element, or adding a bane mod. Keep in mind, like I stated in my previous vid, single elements with 50% bonus damage will out-damage bane mods on targets that the bonus damage applies to. Otherwise, bane mods will give you a more consistent DPS due to the fact that the bonus will apply to all enemies within that faction. Either way, it's your call. So all in all, it's pretty simple, right? Same principles as we used before, increase the base damage, add in your first elemental combo, then toss in the appropriate attack speed, add in your quality of life and channeling mods, then finish it off with additional supplemental damage. Now, I hope this helped you guys out with any questions you may have had. Keep in mind that this is just the way that I like to optimize my weapons. It's not like the Bible or anything, so don't get butthurt if I do a couple of things differently than you do, because at the end of the day, it is just a game. Thank you all for watching another episode of the Overkill. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the last optimization build, as well as the very first standalone episode of the Gay Factor. Also, don't forget to do the thing that I asked you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned to watch exactly how a gay guy plays. Yeah, I'd be walking funny too if I got as fucked as you did. Poor Galatine.